Welcome to Dark Matters, where we explore the mysteries of the supernatural and beyond. Human curiosity about the unseen world of spirits is as deep-rooted as our instinct for discovery. Today we'll delve into the intriguing realm of tools believed to summon spirits. Let's get started. Did you know that even the genius scientist Edison spent his lifetime trying to invent a telephone that could hear the voices of the dead? Some allege that Thomas Edison reportedly gathered with other scientists in a secret laboratory to record the voices and presence of the dead. But while it's unclear if that exact scene occurred, there's ample proof that Edison was interested in speaking to the dead using technology. This fact was detailed in the last chapter of his posthumous memoir, Diary and Sundry Observations of Thomas Alva Edison, published in 1948. But the last chapter was deleted in the English version and was fully included in the French translation that came out in 1949, becoming known. People thought it was Edison's cruel joke or prank, but I guess Edison, who believed that not only did spirits exist, but they were very talkative, was serious about this. Edison wasn't able to complete his ghost detector during his lifetime. But anyways, we can learn from this the yearning to communicate with the afterlife has enchanted the hearts of our ancestors, much like it does with us today. What happens to our souls once we depart this world? Can the spirits of the deceased transcend the bounds of the living? These timeless enigmas have captivated human minds for centuries, giving rise to the mystical and mysterious realm we now know as the occult. I'm sure you have all heard about the Ouija board, a Western occult tool known as the simplest way to hold a seance and converse with spirits. This tool has gained widespread recognition to the extent that in October 2022, a story went viral on social media about Granny Jody Perryman from Texas. She passed away at the age of 81, and her funeral card had a short phrase, "Contact me," written on a Ouija board. The story quickly spread worldwide, becoming a topic that brought many laughs. So, here's how it works. Two people hold a planchette over the Ouija board, which has alphabets written on it, and they ask a question. The unsettled spirit supposedly responds by pointing at the alphabet on the board using the planchette. The Ouija board game, though short, sends chills down the spine with its opening question. Is there another presence here besides us? And is widely regarded as dangerous. The Ouija board is rumored to carry a high risk of summoning real demons. The allure of bridging the gap between the living and the dead proved irresistible, despite the potential risks involved. In 1890, U.S. businessman Charles Kennard began to manufacture and sell what he called talking boards, which marked the real beginning of the Ouija board. During this period, a chilling tale emerged recounting how the board's planchette eerily spelled out the letters O-U-I-J-A when the founders directly asked for its name. The name Ouija is taken from the French word oui and the German word ja, both of which mean yes. The Ouija board has several rules that must be strictly adhered to, for the consequences of breaking them remain unknown and potentially ominous. First and foremost, it is crucial never to play the Ouija game alone. The dangers that may arise in unexpected situations warrant the presence of a companion who can offer assistance and support. Additionally, the game should not persist for more than 15 minutes. As time passes, the spirit's strength intensifies, making it necessary to conclude the session promptly. A secondary rule cautions against inquiring about the future or seeking one's fortune. Such actions are deemed as equivalent to revealing heavenly secrets, and violating this rule might result in the game board or nearby objects trembling, or the summoned spirit exhibiting agitation. When the game's purpose is fulfilled, it is essential to seek permission from the spirit to conclude the session. One must bid farewell with respect and move the pointer to goodbye. In the movie Exorcist, the Ouija board serves as a chilling device, implying Reagan's possession by a malevolent demon. Similarly, in the movie Paranormal Activity, Mika makes the decision to use the Ouija board as a means to communicate with the malevolent entity attached to Katie. Despite being warned by an expert not to engage with it, Mika's defiance results in the demon growing stronger and the situation turning against him. This eerie connection between the board and the demonic presence adds to the spine-tingling atmosphere of the film. In the United States, there are numerous accounts from people who claim to have been attacked or possessed during Ouija board sessions. These individuals vehemently advised against using the Ouija board, even out of curiosity. In particular, they warn that if a demon called Zozo appears, the game must be stopped immediately. Upon being summoned, Zozo reveals its name slowly and proceeds to insult or threaten the questioner, compelling them to stop the game. If startled by physical displays of force, such as loud thumping noises or tapping on windows, some individuals tend to flee without properly ending the conversation, further provoking the demon. Zozo is believed to possess the ability to torment people in their dreams effortlessly. It is said to manipulate electricity, leading to instances of indoor lights turning off at night and causing disruptions to TVs and radios. Those who have experienced the wrath of Zozo passionately warn others against using the Ouija board. In March 2007, a Korean female student visited her aunt's house in the US for the first time after a long and exhausting journey. The next day, feeling bored with English-only TV programs, her cousin suggested visiting a nearby Korean friend's house. While playing in the room of her cousin's friend, they stumbled upon an old wooden board, a Ouija board. The student was told it was over 50 years old, made in Germany, and had been given to her about 3 months earlier. Though initially too scared to use it, curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to give it a try, thinking that as long as they followed the rules, nothing bad would happen. To ease their fears, they invited 5 people, including the siblings who lived in the house, to join the game. They emphasized the rule about ending the session with the spirit's agreement, and if the spirit said no, they were to persuade it. After more than 2 minutes of silence, the pointer finally moved to yes in response to the question, "Are you ready?" The seriousness on everyone's faces made the girl realize they weren't joking around. As the questioning continued, they inquired about the spirit's name and asked various questions. However, after 10 minutes of no responses, they began to feel anxious and asked if they could end the game. To their shock, the pointer swiftly moved to no at a speed far beyond what they had experienced earlier, leaving them feeling unnerved and unsettled. In their unnerving encounter with the Ouija board, the group soon realized that the spirit, not them, held control over when the game would end. This revelation filled them with terror, as they had heard rumors of dire consequences for those who prematurely ended the game. When the brother carelessly lifted his hand from the board and suddenly left the room, a loud thud from the window heightened their unease. Still, they pressed on, hoping to conclude the game without any repercussions. The youngest sister was the first to leave, crying and scared, after getting a yes response to her plea to end the game. With only 3 remaining, the cousin received permission to leave, as she was not a resident of the house. The hostess, however, was not able to receive a yes even after 20 minutes of questioning, leaving her in despair. She then just left the room. In the following 2 days, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. but their sense of relief was short-lived. On the third day after the game, the older brother, the first to let go, appeared to be possessed and tragically ran into a car in front of his house, resulting in his death. The hostess, who ended the game without receiving a yes, faced relentless nightmares of a black figure climbing over her window and onto her bed. She constantly felt a haunting presence day and night and couldn't bear to be alone. Whether the older brother's accident was mere chance or linked to the ghost remains a mystery. Yet, the pattern suggests that the two who ended the game on their own experienced these haunting events, while the other three, who waited until nightfall, received a yes and safely bid the spirit farewell. In a troubling incident in Tarapoto City, northern Peru, over 80 students at a middle school experienced convulsions and unconsciousness after playing a spirit summoning game similar to the Ouija board. Witnesses commonly reported seeing a man in black and losing their minds during the episode. An investigation revealed an enormous number of buried skeletons on the school grounds, fueling rumors that the spirits had been summoned through the Ouija board. The Ouija board, a tool often underestimated, is seen by some as a powerful way to contact spirits. The board's pointer movement often stirs up debates about whether spirits exist. Some people believe that a supernatural force guides the responses, while skeptics think that users, consciously or unconsciously, move the pointer themselves. They often suggest that users and recorders should be unbiased. In such cases, what usually appears are cryptic, meaningless words, suggesting that the user, not a spirit, moves the pointer. This phenomenon is called the ideomotor effect, which is also associated with dowsing. This can be demonstrated with an experiment called Chevreul's pendulum. This is an experiment where a weight on a string swings in response to certain thoughts or prompts, seemingly on its own. Despite the participant believing they're holding it still, unconscious muscle movements are actually causing it to swing. This highlights how our expectations and beliefs can unknowingly influence our actions. So with the Ouija board as well, scientists believe that it's the game participants who unconsciously move the pointer, even if they're not aware of it. If the West has Ouija boards, Korea has Punshinsaba, a well-known spirit summoning ritual derived from the Japanese kokuri-san, which itself is a transformation of the Ouija board. It is said that an American sailor who washed ashore on the Izu Peninsula in 1884 brought with him the then popular Ouija board from his home country, which then got transformed into the Japanese version known as kokuri-san. Kokuri-san, when written in kanji, is a mixture of fox, dog, and tanuki or raccoon dog. It is a spell for calling upon animal spirits. Instead of pencils and blank paper, kokuri-san uses coins and a paper with 50 sounds of the Japanese language written on it. Along with this, you draw a picture of the food that will be the offering alongside a red Shinto tori, a traditional Japanese shrine gate. 2 or 3 people place their index fingers on the coin and watch which letter the coin moves to and interpret its meaning. When you need to send back the summoned spirit, you ask how many pieces the paper should be torn into, tear it into that many pieces, and then burn them. One must only ask questions to kokuri-san. Asking for favors or wishing for something is strictly forbidden. In Korea's Punshinsaba, you use a red pen or other writing instrument, write characters like OX or numbers on white paper, and then 2 people sit facing each other, holding one pen, and recite the spell. While drawing a circle clockwise, you recite the spell, which means, please tell me in Japanese. Depending on the question, the pen starts to write something similar to letters. Although it is often played as a game among female students, it is in fact a dangerous spirit summoning ritual. Korean shamans actually advise against performing punchinsaba. It is said to be harmless for people without any spiritual sensitivity, but for those with even a little bit of shamanic propensity, they can easily see ghosts or even become possessed. Punchinsaba made a significant impact as a horror tale of its time. Many accounts persist, yet there are few, if any, recorded instances of these practices directly causing loss of life. Whether it really calls upon a ghost or it's a coincidence, human reactions to spirit summoning rituals are polarized and dualistic. Even people who have had the same experience tend to dismiss the experiences of others as fabricated, much like Conan Doyle, who believed in spiritualism and continuously strived to prove it. But his character, Sherlock Holmes, maintained a critical stance towards superstitious elements until the end. Doyle was famous for supporting the Cottingley fairies, which refer to mysterious photographs taken in 1917 and 1920 by Elsie Wright and Frances Griffiths, two young cousins in England, that purportedly showed them playing with fairies. Like Doyle, who fell into mysticism, but through the character of Sherlock Holmes, who was set up as a rational character, he seemed to mock superstition. We too have a sign that pursues rational and logical judgment, even within curiosity and a slim chance of hope. And that concludes our episode for today. If you have any captivating stories you'd like to share with our viewers, you're always welcome to send them over. Thank you all for tuning in, and we look forward to bringing you more chilling tales in our next episode. Stay tuned and see you soon.